You've always known there was something different about you. It wasn't a grand revelation or a sudden flash of insight. It was the quiet, undeniable certainty that you were meant for something greater. Maybe you felt it for years, or perhaps it was just a faint whisper in the back of your mind, barely audible beneath the noise of everyday life. But now, that whisper is growing louder. The world is changing, and with it, your place in it. This is the moment you've been waiting for. The moment that everything you've always felt inside begins to take shape. You are one of the chosen ones, and the time has come for you to step into the full force of your power. No longer can you ignore the pull of your own destiny, the call to something larger, something more profound. It's easy to dismiss the idea of being chosen. After all, it's not about being famous or having the world recognize you. It's about tapping into the extraordinary power that lies dormant within. This is your awakening, a moment of realization that goes beyond just knowing. It's about understanding that your voice, your energy, your presence has the ability to shake the very fabric of reality itself. You've always been different. The time to own it is now. The moment you awaken, realizing the weight of your presence. It starts small. Maybe it's a comment, a glance, or a conversation that you can't quite explain. But something shifts. The people around you begin to react to you differently, as if the energy you exude is something they can't ignore anymore. At first, it's subtle, just a quiet acknowledgement, a flicker in their eyes. But soon you realize that every word you speak, every move you make, has an undeniable impact. It's like the universe itself is suddenly attuned to your frequency, responding to your presence. You can feel it, the weight of it. That deep, inescapable knowing that what's happening around you is no accident. It's all part of something much larger. And in this moment, you understand just how powerful you truly are. But with that power comes a responsibility, a realization that you cannot go back to the way things were before. You can't unsee the truth that has been revealed to you. That truth, your presence, is undeniable. The moment you step into your power, everything shifts. What once seemed impossible is now within your grasp. The world is adjusting to your energy, and it's going to take some time to process the magnitude of what you've just awakened in yourself. The weight of your presence is like a magnet, attracting people, opportunities, and situations you never thought possible. And yet, even as you embrace this new reality, there's a quiet voice inside reminding you that you're not alone in this. You are not the only one being called. This awakening is not just for you. It's for anyone brave enough to recognize the power inside themselves and step into their truth. The digital frenzy, the world reacts to your awakening, and then it happens. What was once just a feeling, a whisper, begins to explode into something much bigger than you ever imagined. Your presence, your voice, everything you've been building inside yourself spills into the digital world. It's raw, it's real, and it's undeniable. At first, it's just a few curious glances, maybe a comment here or there. But soon, it becomes something far larger. People are listening. They're watching. They're talking about you, dissecting your every word, every movement. It's not just curiosity, it's obsession. The digital world, with its millions of voices, begins to amplify your impact. Comments flood in, videos are made, and theories are spun. Everyone is searching for the key to understanding who you are, where you came from, and most importantly, how they can capture even a small piece of the power you've awakened. What they don't realize is that they're not just searching for your identity, they're searching for themselves. The energy you've unleashed has forced them to confront a truth they may not be ready for, that they too have the power to change the world around them. But instead of seeing it as a call to action, they fixate on you, unable to tear their eyes away from the force that you've become. You are no longer just a person. You are an enigma, a symbol. The world's hunger for answers is insatiable, but no matter how many videos they make, how many times they replay your every word, they won't find the answers they are looking for. Because the power you hold cannot be captured by simply understanding it. It is something deeper, something that cannot be analyzed, dissected, or controlled. You are not a mystery to be solved. You are the force that shakes the world. And as the frenzy grows, as the world continues to search, they begin to realize that what they are truly chasing is not you, it's the feeling you've ignited in them. That deep, primal hunger for something greater, something real, and though they may never fully comprehend your power, they will never stop trying to understand it, because in your presence, they are forced to confront their own limitations, their own potential, and their own truth. The duality of admiration and fear. There's a strange feeling that comes with being the center of attention, especially when you've never sought it. It's as if you've awakened a part of the world that was dormant, waiting for something to break the monotony, to shake the foundations of what's been built. At first, it's flattering. People are talking about you, watching your every move, hanging on your words like they hold the secret to something greater. The admiration is intoxicating. You find yourself surrounded by followers, people who see you as a beacon of possibility. They look to you for inspiration, for guidance, and their admiration feels like a validation of everything you've ever known deep inside. But then there's the fear that comes when you realize that with admiration comes the weight of expectation. People expect you to always be great, always to have answers, always to perform at the highest level. And that's when the fear sets in. Not the fear of being exposed, but the fear of being unable to live up to what they believe you are. The pressure starts to build, and with it, an unsettling sense of vulnerability. Because here's the thing, the more people admire you, the more they will scrutinize you. They will hold you to standards that no human can consistently meet. And for some, this fear turns to envy. The very things that made you admired now become the fuel for their resentment. It's the inevitable flip side of being exceptional. When you stand out, you make yourself a target. Some will love you, others will fear you. Some will worship you, and others will seek to tear you down. That's the duality of admiration and fear. It's a cycle that's hard to escape once you're in it. People want to be around you, they want to claim a piece of your energy, but only as long as it doesn't threaten their own sense of security. As you rise, you may start to notice that the admiration feels like a double-edged sword. It lifts you up, but it also exposes you. It's not just your greatness they see, it's their own limitations reflected in your success. It's a mirror they don't want to face, but can't help but look into. You are their reminder that they could be more, do more, be someone more powerful if only they had the courage to step out of the shadows. That's where the fear lies. Fear of their own untapped potential. Fear of what you represent to them. An example of what they could become if they dared to truly wake up. And in the end, you realize that you cannot control how people perceive you. Admiration and fear are two sides of the same coin. You cannot let either one define you. The truth is, no matter how high you rise, there will always be someone who either wants to praise you or destroy you. The key is to stop caring about which side people fall on. When you embrace your own greatness without seeking validation from others, you can stand tall in the face of both admiration and fear. You become impervious to their judgments because you no longer need their approval to feel whole. You are the storm, and no one can control the storm. You cannot be contained by their fear or swayed by their admiration. You are simply who you are, whole, powerful, and unapologetic. And that is enough. The struggle, wrestling with expectations and self-doubt. You stand at the edge of something monumental, but inside, there's a battle raging. It's a struggle that only the chosen ones truly understand, the conflict between the person you are becoming and the doubts that still linger in your mind. You've reached a point where others look to you for strength, for answers, for direction. But the truth is, you've been fighting your own inner demons for far longer than anyone knows. The expectations placed upon you are overwhelming. People think that because you've achieved so much, you should never falter, never question, never doubt. But you're human, just like them. The weight of those expectations feels like a heavy burden. How do you live up to what others expect when you don't even fully know who you are yet? How do you keep rising when you feel like you're struggling to keep your feet on the ground? The fear of failure gnaws at you. It's not that you fear failing in front of others, it's that you fear failing yourself. You've built something within you, a vision of who you are meant to be, and now you feel the pressure to become that person every single day. And yet, there are moments when you wonder if you can. You question your worth. You wonder if you're really cut out for the greatness others see in you. This internal struggle, this war between what you're expected to be and what you feel inside, is one of the hardest battles you'll ever face. But here's the thing you need to understand. Self-doubt is not your enemy. It's a part of the process. It's the part of you that reminds you that you're human and that's okay. The struggle isn't about eliminating doubt. It's about learning to work with it, to use it as fuel. It's in those moments of doubt that you find your true strength. Because every time you rise above it, every time you choose to step into your power despite the fear, you strengthen the very core of who you are. Self-doubt doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're willing to confront your own limitations, to challenge yourself, and to grow. You will never be the person others expect you to be, and that's a good thing. The expectations others place on you are just that, others' expectations. They're not your truth. Your journey isn't about meeting anyone's standards but your own. You get to define what success looks like for you. And that means learning to let go of the pressures that weigh you down. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to always know what comes next. What matters is that you keep moving forward, one step at a time, with the understanding that you are enough as you are right now. The struggle is part of your growth. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it propel you to the next level of your evolution. Self-doubt will always be there, but it doesn't have to control you. You control your own narrative. And with that control comes the power to rise above any expectation, any doubt, and any fear. The world's search, the obsession with uncovering your identity. There is something profoundly unsettling about the world's obsession with understanding you. The more you stand in your truth, the more the world scrambles to put you in a box, to label you, to understand where you came from and what makes you tick. At first, it feels like flattery. After all, who wouldn't want people to care enough to search for the source of their power? But as the search deepens, you start to feel it, the weight of being analyzed, dissected, and turned into a puzzle that others are desperate to solve. The more the world looks for answers, the more they reveal their own confusion, their inability to grasp what you represent. They see your power, your energy, and they can't help but wonder, how did you get here? What's your secret? And they will search for that answer tirelessly, sifting through your past, your words, your every action, looking for a pattern, a key that explains it all. But what they fail to realize is that the search isn't about you, it's about them. The more they chase your identity, the more they are confronted with their own limitations. They're not trying to understand you, they're trying to understand what they lack. They're searching for the piece of themselves that you embody, the part of them they've never been able to access. And it's this that makes them obsessed. They will search through your past, through your connections, through your every step in life, trying to find a crack in the armor, something that proves you're not as powerful as you appear to be. But here's the thing they don't understand. Your identity is not something they can uncover. It's not something to be solved. You are not a riddle with a simple answer. You are a force, an energy, a presence that exists beyond their understanding. The more they try to figure you out, the more they reveal their own hunger for what you've tapped into. And as they dig, they only fuel your power. Every search, every theory, every speculation feeds the energy you've created. Because in the end, they're not just looking for you. They're looking for the power you've awakened within themselves. And they'll never find it, because that power is not something they can own or replicate. It's yours and yours alone. The world's obsession with uncovering your identity is not just about curiosity. It's about the reflection of their own longing for something greater. They will never find the answers they seek because the truth isn't in your identity. The truth is in the force you've unleashed. You are not a mystery to be solved. You are the answer they never knew they were searching for. Harnessing your power, the art of strategic silence. There's power in silence, more power than you can even imagine. In a world that constantly demands more, speaks louder, and moves faster, the greatest strength you can possess is the ability to say nothing at all. When you understand this, you unlock a force far greater than any outward display of power. It's a power that forces the world to listen, not because you're shouting, but because you've learned to withhold. It's easy to think that to be heard, you need to speak constantly, to show up in every conversation, to leave your mark everywhere. But what if I told you that silence itself could be the most strategic tool you have? Think about it for a moment. How often do you find yourself overwhelmed by the constant noise around you? People talking, opinions flying, demands being made on your time and attention. What happens when you step back from it all? When you choose not to participate in the endless chatter, you create space. You create room for the energy you're building inside to manifest in ways the world isn't ready for. Your presence alone becomes more magnetic, more commanding, because you've stopped feeding the noise. You've chosen to step out of the cycle. When you remain silent in a world that demands your voice, people begin to notice. They wonder why you're not speaking. They wonder what you're holding back, and their curiosity grows. In that silence, you don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to justify your actions. You simply exist. And in your stillness, you speak volumes. The art of strategic silence isn't about being mute or disconnected. It's about using your energy wisely. It's about understanding that every word you say, every action you take, carries weight. So you wait for the right moment, and in that moment, your words become more powerful because they are not scattered. They are focused. The silence makes them burn with meaning. When you harness this power, you gain control over your narrative. No longer do you have to defend yourself or prove your worth to anyone. People will come to you with questions, but they will never truly understand unless you allow them to. And even then, you give them just enough to keep them hooked, just enough to make them realize the depth of your power. Silence, in its purest form, is an energy. It is not weakness, but a concentrated force that holds the world at bay while you prepare to move. And when you finally speak, when you finally make your presence known, it will be undeniable. You will have mastered the art of restraint, and in that mastery, you will own your power completely. People will not know how to react. They will want more of you, but you'll give them only what serves your mission. Your silence becomes the force that drives your success. You don't have to explain your every move. You don't have to show every card you hold. Because when you remain silent, you let the world fill in the gaps, and it becomes even more obsessed with unraveling you. Harness this power, use it wisely, and remember, silence isn't your weakness, it's the strongest weapon you have. The cosmic forces at play, destiny vs. free will, there's a part of you that wonders deep down whether everything happening in your life is truly by design, or if it's just a result of the choices you've made. This battle between destiny and free will is one that we all face, and it's not an easy one to resolve. If you've ever felt like the universe is pushing you in a certain direction, you've probably wondered whether you're following a path that was laid out for you long before you even understood what was happening. There's a certain comfort in believing in destiny. The idea that there's something larger than yourself, a plan that guides you toward greatness, can be reassuring. You feel as if you don't have to worry about making the wrong choice because everything is unfolding exactly as it's meant to. But then, there's the other side, the side of you that believes in free will, the side that says you are the master of your own fate, that your choices are what shape your destiny. This side of you says that nothing is written in the stars, and if you want something, you need to go out and take it. The truth, it's not as simple as either one of these perspectives. You may feel like you're being pushed towards something, like there's a magnetic pull guiding you along your path, but that doesn't mean you're powerless. Free will is always at play, and your choices matter. What happens when you realize that both forces, destiny and free will, are working together to guide you toward greatness? Destiny is not a force that controls you. It's an energy that surrounds you, offering you opportunities, but it's your free will that decides what you do with those opportunities. It's a dance between the two, a back and forth where you decide when to let go and let things unfold, and when to take control and make your own path. There's power in both. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is let the universe take the lead and trust that it knows where you need to be. But other times, you must step forward. Trust your instincts and act with conviction. It's about knowing when to step into the flow and when to break free of it. Destiny offers you the raw material, the situations, the encounters, the moments that are meant for you, but it's up to you to decide what to do with them. Free will doesn't negate destiny, it complements it. Your power lies in understanding this balance. You are not simply a pawn in the game of life. You are the player, deciding how to use the pieces the universe has given you. You are not bound by fate, nor are you simply drifting along with the current. You are both the creator and the creation, the weaver and the thread. The moment you embrace this dynamic, when you accept that both destiny and free will are in play, you step into your true power. The journey is not about choosing one over the other. It's about recognizing that both forces are part of you, and when they work together, they can move mountains. The universe isn't here to dictate your life. It's here to give you the tools, and it's up to you to decide how to use them. Your destiny is not a straight line. It's a series of moments, all interconnected, where you get to decide how to navigate the chaos, the uncertainty, and the possibilities. You are the author of your own story, and the universe is your co-writer. Conclusion: you are the storm. You are not here to fit into the world's expectations. You are not here to be molded or shaped by the limitations others try to place on you. You are here to create the world around you, to shape it according to your truth, your vision, and your power. You are the storm that will not be tamed. The world around you may try to define you, to understand you, to put you into a box, but no label will ever capture the true force of your being. You are not a mystery to be solved. You are the answer they were never ready for. The moment you stop seeking permission, stop seeking validation, and start owning your power, you become unstoppable. The world will tremble at the magnitude of your presence, but it will not be able to contain you. You are the force of nature that has been waiting to awaken. You are the storm that has been brewing in silence, and now it's time to unleash it upon the world. The world doesn't know what's coming, but you do. You know that the time for holding back is over. It's time to rise, to move with purpose, and to let your power flow freely. You don't need to explain your journey or justify your decisions. Your actions will speak louder than any words ever could. The storm you create will be felt far beyond what you can imagine, and in that storm, you will find your freedom. You are not bound by anyone's expectations, and you are not a prisoner of fate. You are the storm that will reshape the world. The universe has been waiting for you to awaken, and now that you have, there is no going back. You are the force they feared, the storm they didn't see coming. Embrace it, own it. You are the storm.